Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Empress, right? Growth, fruitfulness and abundance, right? And it's interesting because we start the week with a powerful full moon, right, in the sign of Cancer. So this is going to be a big deal for all of us. Don't be surprised if there is a lot of intensity in the air. The fact that you've got this Empress card here as well, I kind of feel like this is a week where you're going to be feeling everything very viscerally, right? So on the physical level, you're going to be feeling your feelings deeper than you usually are. Now, it's true to say that Aries is a sign that is known for taking things to the extreme. What? You? Never. And I will say this to you, giving yourself license to feel what you feel and to like what you like and to enjoy what you love, right? This is very likely a week where your material experience is not only going to bring you experience itself, but it's also going to bring you comfort. So however you find that this week, be okay with it. The other thing with the Empress, this could be a really powerful week for you to really, and you know, obviously a full moon's not really the time to sow a seed, but it kind of is, right? And the reason I say this is because the Empress is about laying something in fertile soil so that it has a chance to really grow and to proliferate. And this suggests to me that there are pockets of opportunities for you to increase or improve your material experience or existence this week. So take them as and when they arise. And you know what? I think if anything, one of the greatest messages I could give you with this key to the week, this week it doesn't have to be hard in order to be successful, right? Whether that's you at work, whether that's you in a relationship, like the easier it is, the better it will be for you. Now, with that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Raffi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you've got the Seven of Wands, fighting for your little pleasures, right? Fighting for your joy, fighting for your comfort this week appears to be the course of the week, right? Let alone the course of the day. And what I mean by this is you've got that Seven of Wands, right? This is you battling for something. You've got the Empress here. This is you battling or fighting for your pleasure, right? Whatever that might be. So I mean, it's a totally different story. Like if you're, you know, if your doctor or your cardiologist says, look, you know, you have to stop eating, you know, buttered bacon sandwiches with slashings of ketchup, you know, you're going to have to listen to that. But again, the idea that some things in moderation, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice. Disclaimer. Right, we're just going to put that right in there right now. One way that I will say this to you though, and this could be across the board, it could be in a friendship, in a partnership, in your work, just in life in general. This is a week where you're likely to have the experience that you have to fight for the little pleasures in life, right? For the things that you enjoy. Now, going back to what I said, it should be easy, right? Yes, it absolutely should, but that doesn't mean that sometimes, you know, sometimes it's easy to fight and sometimes it's easy not to. You're just going to have to go with your gut on this one, but I really do feel like this is you almost trying to carve a space of protection out for something that you love, for something that you enjoy. Obviously, you know, that 40 a day habit is probably not good for anybody. So, you know, maybe think about what those things are, or even thinking about bringing some form of moderation into them. Now, one thing that I do need to mention with this, because your actions and options is also about you. Luckily, this isn't in the health sector, but the Seven of Wands can speak to the immune system. So this is a good week to look after the physical body as well. For your communications and conversations, you have the Death card, right? So endings, completions, culminations, but here with the Empress card. So one thing that I will say to you, for some of you, this looks like so yes, you're fighting for the small pleasures in life, But for some of you, this does look like you're having a conversation that really changes your mind on something. And I kind of get the feeling that this will be consciously led. It's almost like a conversation that you have this week has you kind of say, actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to have this person as a friend anymore. I'm not going to allow myself to be treated this way anymore. I'm not, like, there's something this week, and it's not even like, some people might look at this and say, you know, I feel like you're cutting your nose off to spite your face. But for you, this is about, I don't even want to say, like, it's not principle, it's about self-preservation, right? There's something here this week, like there's a conversation that you're having this week that almost sort of switches something in your brain and has you say, no, this isn't going to happen like this anymore. When it comes to those of you that are employed, this does suggest, that for some of you, this might be that you are choosing to end or release the job that you're in. Maybe for some of you, you already have something else lined up. I will say it does look like some of you are being impulsive and you may not have anything lined up. But with the Empress there, it does suggest that something will show up for you faster than maybe even you hope. For those of you that are business owners, etc., this might be you letting go of a certain way that you make money. So one of your income streams this week could be going away. You might be releasing something and saying, okay, you know, this isn't a viable option anymore. Or maybe you find something else that replaces that. But either which way, there is a release of some sort here. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this, I mean, because it is with the Empress card, for some of you, this could be the reversal of a bad habit. Maybe through a conversation that you have with someone, you're kind of like, wow, you know what? I didn't even realize it was that bad. So as an example, let's say you are a smoker. You go out with a friend and, you know, like you're enjoying yourself and, you know, you're just smoking leisurely, or what you think is leisurely. And that person says to you, you know, I think that's like the fifth one in the last sort of hour. Don't you want to slow it down? Someone could say something to you this week in the course of your enjoyment, and you're going to have to use your own discernment. Like, if you sort of get really defensive about it, is it because you know at a base level that you do overindulge with whatever that thing is? Or is it that you are, you know, maybe you're having to say, well, no, actually, this is something that I really enjoy. There's a conversation about moderation here somewhere. When it comes to your love and relations, you have the Judgment card. So for those of you that are single, yeah, you know what I'm going to say? This could be that blast from the past energy. But the thing is, with that Seven of Wands there, I feel like this is you going against your better senses, right? So maybe it's you sending the I miss you text. Maybe it's you reaching out to that partner. Maybe it's you reaching out to somebody that you have previously connected with. Just be mindful of this, because there's obviously Venus is retrograde, Mercury is still going to go retrograde. In fact, as this week starts officially, like not the day that you're watching this, but as this week really starts on the 17th, Mercury will already be retrograde. So just take that as a consideration. Now, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments already, one way that this is likely to show up for you is a recurring argument, something that you and your partner just don't seem to be able to agree to disagree on. And it might be a real sticking point for some of you, but I will say, just give yourself a moment, all right? Before you launch into a tirade, before you allow somebody to, you know, launch into a tirade at you, like, take a moment to assess the situation, because I feel like there is a big change coming to your relationship if you can get out of your way, all right? If you can both get out of your way. Now, there is something else that I do need to talk about here. I don't feel like this will necessarily be somebody specifically really close, like immediate family, partner, child, etc. But the Death card coupled with the Judgment card, and they're in close proximity, that's physical death. And it may very well be that this week you hear of a death that kind of, you know, makes you really kind of like, whoa, you know what, I didn't expect that. With the Empress in close proximity to all of this, it is likely to be a woman. And I will say this is probably somebody that has been battling a challenging, even maybe somebody that's had a chronic illness, maybe somebody that, you know, got there all clear, but then it came back and it was much more aggressive. This kind of feels like somebody's already beat this once, but it comes back around again, and only this time, you know, their journey wasn't as successful. And I really hope I'm wrong on that. For your money and materials, you've got the Queen of Cups. So you've got this underneath the Death card. So a Scorpio woman shows up for you this week very powerfully. This is very likely to be somebody that's going to give you the argument, somebody that will really ask you to look at your money, your resources, your finances, somebody that is questioning you in a way that really provokes you or presses your buttons, but it's actually very good for you in the long run. When it comes to your money, this would be a very good week to get your feelings in check. Feel what you feel them really deeply. But if you're the sort of person that eats their feelings or drinks their feelings or smokes their feelings, this week your body could really take the brunt of it. And with that 7 of Wands there in your sector of you, I would really, whatever your bad habits are this week, try to get them underhand. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, especially because this is right underneath the, oh, come on, brain. The death card, I would say this week, your internal organs, so like your gonads, your reproductive system, but also like your bowel, your colon, all of that sort of stuff. This, and it's funny as well, one thing I have observed over the years of doing tarot and astrology is a lot of Aries people suffer from things like IBS, and it's because there's such a powerful mind in there that the stomach tends to take the brunt of it. That whole digestive brain digestive system kind of feedback loop seems to be really very highly sensitive in you guys. So really take a moment to think about that this week. And then when it comes to the home and environment, you need comfort this week. It's like you'll do whatever you have to do to get it. The question that you need to ask yourself is that, you know, is it the right way to go? Your full moon message, right? We've got the full moon right out of the gate on the 17th. Your full moon message is the gate 5 and patience. And this card basically says there is always another, right? Whether this is, you know what, I've got no money and I'm panicking. There will always be more. You know, the message behind this card is that the frog waits on the lily and it doesn't freak out. It doesn't start hopping from lily to lily to, oh, I need this, and it's not here, and da-da-da. No. It waits, it's patient, it's serene, because it knows there will always be another fly, another insect that comes for it to devour, all right? So the full moon, this full moon is not only trying to teach you patience, it's also trying to teach you trust in the process. You haven't starved yet, and you're not going to from here on in. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.